everyone, and welcome to your daily stock report brought to you by QualityStocks.net, where performance is tracked daily. I'm Cathy Rankin, and for Tuesday, March 27th, we're bringing you the latest news from around the markets as well as the top movers to look out for today. In our headline news, with the S&P 500 fresh off its best weekly percentage gain in 4 years and the Dow logging its fifth straight advance, it wasn't surprising to see the stock market take a bit of a breather on Monday. As expected, today's housing report was the catalyst that set the tone for trading. To the dismay of the bulls, however, a surprise 3.9% drop in new home sales rocked a market that had been pricing in more signs of stabilization within the troubled housing market. At 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the Commerce Department showed that new home sales unexpectedly fell in February to the lowest level in nearly 7 years. More troubling was the fact that inventories rose to the highest level in 16 years. Even though the data do not mean that the housing market is crashing and will pull the overall economy into recession, the broader perspective showed that housing is still in a correction and will remain a moderate drag on real GDP for several more quarters. Not surprising, home builders, this year's biggest disappointment, ranked among today's worst performing S&P industry groups. However, new signs of weakness in the troubled housing sector only served to emphasize ongoing concerns of further impairment charges among mortgage lenders. That in turn left investors wondering if financials is likely to see some downward earnings revisions over the next couple of weeks as the first quarter earnings session gets underway. Crude oil prices eclipsing $63 per barrel for the first time this year amid potential supply disruptions after the UN tightened sanctions against Iran also weighed on sentiment throughout the session. Eventually, the energy sector took notice and helped to offset the adverse effect oil's uptick had on transportation stocks, especially railroads. Industrials ranked second among the 5 sectors closing lower, while a late-day tech rally provided enough of a boost to close the major averages mixed. Internet software and services was one of the day's top 10 performers as eBay got a big boost after Goldman Sachs raised their first quarter revenue and earnings estimates. Computer hardware was another bright spot for tech as Dell surged 3.5% after Goldman upgraded the stock to a buy, while Apple climbed 2.5% after a favorable mention in Barron's. And now for our small cap news brought to you today by Lucas Energy. Now, Lucas Energy engages in the acquisition and operation of oil and gas properties in the state of Texas. The company operates 8 separate oil and gas leases. Complete Auto announced today that they have received certification to operate, get this is interesting, as a solutions provider in eBay Motors' local market program. Certification by eBay will now allow dealers to utilize the Complete Auto software to bring more local buyers directly into their dealerships, making the eBay selling process more simplistic and allowing buyers to test drive the car before purchase. Dealers will now be able to list their entire lot on eBay Motors for one flat subscription fee per month, allowing buyers within a 100-mile radius of the dealership to see a dealer's entire inventory online. Previously at 8 cents a share, Complete Auto opens today up a whopping 2,212%. No, that's not a typo. Or to $1.85 a share, with over 7 million shares traded by yesterday's bell. Alexa Pharmaceuticals Incorporated shares surged on news of positive results in